Hey guys, welcome back to the Cupcake Jemma channel with me, Gemma. Now first off, I just wanted to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Boxu. So big thanks to them. I'll be telling you more about Boxu later. But for now, I want to let you know about today's recipe because that's why you're here. So today's recipe is a really simple, quick, easy bake. It is for lime and coconut muffins because let's face it, on a sunny day like today, or whenever you're watching this, hopefully around this time, which is summer, you don't want to be standing in a kitchen working on like an intricate, complicated project. You just want to get in your kitchen, bake something, get out, get eating it. So, lime and coconut muffins, they're zingy, they're sweet, they're really nice for breakfast or just as like a tea time treat. And it's a really straightforward method. So, I'm going to start by mixing my wet ingredients together. And I have 120 grams of butter, which is already melted, but I have cooled it slightly, so it's not like hot to the touch or anything. Still nice and liquidy. And I'm going to add 200 grams of caster sugar. And I'm going to zest 2 limes directly over my bowl. I always like to do that rather than in a separate bowl because that way I don't lose any of those lovely essential oils. And now I'm just going to whisk that together just briefly to combine it. I'm not trying to whip it up or anything, just to make it all nicely combined. And now I'm going to add 2 eggs. Now I'm going to attempt the Sally method. I have been practicing this, but like, if we need to cut and re-go again because I've dropped like 1,000 bits of shell in it, then don't judge me, okay? Okay, ready? I did it with only minor spills. Okay. Dane's gone to get me a cloth for my hands because I've actually got egg all over my hands. Cut! It's like it never happened. Right, so I've got my eggs. I'm going to also add 100 grams of Greek yogurt, so the lovely full fat stuff. You can use natural yogurt as well, but just make sure you always use full fat in this kind of recipe. And I've also got 100 grams of buttermilk. Now, if you didn't have buttermilk or you didn't want to use it for any reason, don't know why you would not want to use it, but you could do this whole thing with just yogurt. I just feel like buttermilk's a little bit lighter than yogurt, so hopefully this will result in a lighter muffin. Ooh, I can't wait for this to be ready. Anyway, mix that together with your whisk until it's all combined. Okay, that's ready now. Just put that to one side and you want to measure your dry ingredients. So I've got 260 grams of plain flour, which I'm going to just pop through a sieve to ensure maximum lightness. And to that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of salt for a bit of lift and flavour. Now, shuffle that through the sieve like so. And then once that's all gone through, you need to add 50 grams of desiccated coconut. Obviously that won't go through the sieve, that's why we're doing it now. Now, when you're doing a recipe that involves mixing some dry and mixing some wet and then combining the two, it's always a good idea to add the dry ingredients to the wet, not the other way around, because that way you don't end up with 2 really messy bowls to wash up, just the one. So shuffle your dry ingredients into your wet mixture. I'm actually gonna switch up my utensils here to a spatula just to mix that through gently. And the trick with muffins is not to overmix, otherwise you'll end up with a dense, heavy muffin. Now, while I've still got a little bit of dry ingredients not quite mixed in, I'm going to add my last ingredient, which is 150 grams of white chocolate chips. And then just fold those through again, not to overmix, just to sort of distribute them evenly. If anything with muffins, you want to undermix rather than overmix. Now that looks about right. So it's time to put them in my tin. So I've got a regular 12-hole muffin tin here and my spoons. Actually, this mixture does make about 14 or 15, so you might need an extra tray, but I'm just gonna bake 12 for you guys because there's only a small amount of us in the studio today. So you wanna fill these holes about quite full, about 3/4 full, if not a little bit more. And just keep going until all your paper cases are filled. Lovely. Now I've preheated my oven to 200 degrees C. It's a fan assisted oven. I'm going to bake these for 5 minutes at that temperature, and then after 5 minutes drop the temperature down to 175 degrees and keep them in there for 15 minutes. And what that's going to do is ensure they have a lovely golden crusty top and really fluffy insides. Right, while those are baking, I really want to tell you about Boxu, who have sponsored today's video. So if you don't already know, Boxu is a monthly subscription service which brings you Japanese snacks and tea pairings directly from Japan to your door. And every month they have a different theme to take you on a magical culinary journey through Japan. This month's theme is Midori, which means green in Japanese. I didn't know that. So this month's box has all sorts of green things like matcha, we've got matcha biscuits and cakes, we've got these lime gummies, we've got apple jellies, grapes, melon things, wasabi. And when you sign up, your first box that you'll get will be the Seasons of Japan box, which will contain flavours from all 4 seasons and will give you a really good idea of what to expect from Boxu deliveries all throughout the year. They come with this really handy little booklet which explains every single thing that you've got in your box. Also like where it comes from, which is kind of cool to know, and a little bit of more information about this month's theme. And I think I should try one. What do you reckon? I think since we're doing a lime muffin, I'm going to try these lime gummies. They feel so squishy. So let's crack them open. Ooh. Smell really good. Oh my God, they feel so good. They feel like tiny little babies' bottoms. So limey. Oh my God, actually, so limey. So if you like that idea, then head to the link in the description box below. Good news for you is that I have a discount code, which is Jemma, and that will give you $15 off your first order. Another thing I forgot to mention is it's really special because Boxu partner with loads of family businesses in Japan, and some of which are 100 years old or more. And a lot of these snacks you can't even get anywhere else. You can only get them there, or they're really, in fact, these lime ones I read in the booklet are actually quite difficult to find in Japan. So pretty special, pretty exclusive. I think it's a great idea. I'm very much looking forward to the whole gang helping me probably work our way through this amazing box of goodies. So thanks very much to Boxu. Now, we better crack on with some more muffin action because actually our work is not done here. Even though these are still in the oven for 6 minutes, that's perfect, I need to whip up a little lime syrup, which is just going to give these muffins a whole new lease of life. Bit more zing, bit more lime action. So I'm going to start by zesting 1 more lime. So you need 3 limes for this recipe. So into a little bowl. Contrary to what I said earlier about doing it directly over whatever you're mixing it into, I'm going to do this into a bowl. And the reason for that is I'm going to be adding it to a very, very hot syrup. And if you add it too soon, they can go a bit brown and gross. Now set that to one side. And now I'm going to juice all 3 limes. So this is a good reason not to throw away your zested limes. Always keep them because you will inevitably use them for something. So, ooh, these are big ones too. I've got my trusty squeezer. I love this thing. So squeeze all 3 limes into a little saucepan to get all the juice out. Now add 2 tablespoons of water. And lastly, 2 tablespoons of caster sugar. And you want to whack that on a medium heat and get it bubbling away. Syrupy, syrupy yumminess. So it's actually just quite a light syrup. It's not super gummy. You don't want to take it too far, otherwise you're not going to be able to brush your muffin tops. So I've got a paintbrush here. We only use this for food, by the way. It's not used for paint, just in case you're wondering. But you can use a pastry brush or something normal like that. And now, while everything is still hot, your muffins are hot, your syrup's still hot, oh, hang on. I almost forgot about my lime. Get that brush out. You've got to add your limes. I was so focused on syruping that I forgot to add my lime zest. And that's very important because you want these lovely flecks of green on top. Yum, right, phew, good save. So mix that all through, gosh, and already the aromatic flavour of the lime is really coming through. So now it's time to brush the tops of your muffins. Go for it. Done diddly-un, but not quite, because while they're still sticky, I'm going to just sprinkle on some of this lovely toasted coconut flakes on top for a bit of extra pizzazz and a bit of extra crunch. And that's your muffins done, but they're a little bit hot right now, so I'm going to leave them to cool. We couldn't wait.
We couldn't. Well, I couldn't anyway. I can smell them from there.
It's actually only been about 10 minutes. But the best thing about these muffins is they taste so good when they're a bit warm.
Yeah, I haven't tried one yet, so.
No, these are.
Wait.
Oh, ooh, raining coconut. Here we go. Oh, they're so squishy. Look at that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't wait.
No, I mean, you literally never wait, ever. You just go straight in, the whole thing in your gob. But look, and look inside. Oh, fluff balls. What do you think?
Really fluffy. Super zesty, citrusy. And those lovely like pockets of white chocolate are really nice as well. They add a nice sweetness to the muffin. Brilliant.
They do, because it is, especially with that syrup, that is a really punchy syrup.
Yeah.
Super sharp. And actually it's quite nice to have that balance, isn't it? With it against the white chocolate.
Definitely. I'd probably have these for breakfast. I mean,
would you?
Yeah, I keep bringing breakfast in and not having it at home. So
you don't have to for at least
will already be here.
11 days.
Yeah. There we go.
Well, these won't keep for 11 days. Note to you. These will probably keep for maybe 3 or 4 days in a Tupperware.
Yeah.
Or an airtight container, which is the same thing. We just call them Tupperware. It's like calling a vacuum cleaner a Hoover. I just can't get out of it.
No.
Anyway,
Tupperware.
If you're not English, you probably won't know what the hell I'm talking about. But enough about vacuum cleaners and Tupperware. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you make it. Make sure you take pics and hashtag Cupcake Jemma on Instagram so we can check out how you did. And just see what you're up to in the world of baking, because we do love seeing what you do, don't we?
We do.
And so huge thanks to you for watching, and a big thanks to Boxu for sponsoring this video and sending us this amazing box of goodies. I can't wait to work my way through that, but obviously we've got muffins. Look at the mess we've made.
We've made a mess.
I say we, I made most of this mess. It's just falling apart. So we'll see you next week for another recipe. Until then, TTFN, otherwise known as ta-ta for now. No one else knows that saying.
Oh. I know it as talk to you never. Yeah.
Well, I don't mean that. I just
We'll
mean
talk to you
ta-ta
always.
for now.
Yeah, just for now.
Bye.
Bye.